when the Lions draft week signed Amon-Ra and immediately followed up by signing Penei, and then that day, a tweet came out from Adam Schefter saying that there's nothing imminent with Jared Goff, I moved into the officially antsy camp. It was antsy.
Yes, you were.
Yes, about whether or not they were going to bring back Jared Goff. I think there's a lot of moving parts here. One of them is Jared Goff, the football player. The other thing is Jared Goff, the leader of this football team. He is one of several strong leaders of this football team. I think this team loves Jared Goff. I think this team wants to win with Jared Goff, wants to win for Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff brings out the best in a lot of guys around him. It is a harmonious situation down there. There's very little nonsense. If you introduce instability at the quarterback spot, do you bring in a variable that we don't need, right? That we don't need in the locker room right now? You know, he's one of the leaders who everybody knows how this works. Typically going into the final year of a contract, right? Going into the final year of a contract, you basically, the quarterbacks in the league either get re-signed or they get into this weird, I'm not going to talk about the contract during the season ends, they get the franchise tag or they're let go. Or sometimes they strike deals with their teams, but it seems like if you get into the final season, it feels more often than not that players don't re-sign with that team long term. They either get franchised or let go more often than not. Unless they're quarterbacks. No, the quarterbacks, I think quarterbacks sign deals all the time. After their final season with a team? With the first contract? No, with any contract. If they get through the final season of a contract, I don't think they come back to their teams. I think those guys get franchised or those guys get let go. Most of them strike deals before their final season. Oh, I'm sorry. I see what you're saying. Yes, they come back to the teams, but they do it before the final season. Yeah. If Jared Goff had, it's okay. If Jared Goff had to play, you might not be the only one, so I'm glad I had to explain it. If Jared Goff had to play out this year without a contract extension, and he hasn't signed yet, let's be clear. Right. If he plays out this year without a contract extension, I think it introduces instability into the locker room. It might, because now that you've explained it, yes, that is unusual for that to happen for a quarterback to go into the last year of his contract, play that year out without having a deal. Like that usually would send the signal that, hey, either we're at an impasse and we're going to end up franchising you, or we're going to let you go. So I can understand that. And do I think that it would be a little awkward this season? It's as awkward as the people involved need to make it. Like if both parties know full well, look, we're negotiating in good faith, but let's just we don't want the distraction, right? We got a good season here. We don't want to jinx things, whatever. We don't want to, it can work out that way, but it really doesn't look like that's how it does work out. So yeah, do I think it would be better for the Lions to get something done before training camp starts? Yeah, I do. But when we were doing the draft and boom, here goes St. Brown, there goes Penei Sewell. And at the time, we just had the St. Brown contract. And as soon as we went off the air at 2 o'clock, here comes the Penei Sewell contract. And then, boom, here comes a Schefter tweet. You were nervous about it or antsy about it, but, I read it a different way. I read it as, of course, it's not imminent because people were expecting, oh, well, we got these two done. Where's the Goff one? Well, it's not imminent. Now, you can take that to mean, as I did, laissez-faire, it's not imminent. It's going to get done. Or you can take it as, there's an impasse here. They're far apart. Nothing's going to happen anytime soon, which is not the way that I took it. I just felt like they got a couple out of the way before the draft. Now they can concentrate on getting Jared Goff's deal, and it's probably a more complicated deal because it's going to be for the most money, and it is the quarterback. So this morning, Brad Holmes made me move off the antsy position with what he had to say about it because I don't want to introduce instability. I want them to go into this season as rock solid as they can be. This team has aspirations of winning the Super Bowl, and it's not fantasy. It's not we have to craft a path. They can go out and do what they do and win a Super Bowl. Now, there's some things that have to happen. Don't get me wrong. And certainly they need to stay healthy, and some of their young players need to develop, and they might need to make another signing or two. But winning a Super Bowl is in play here, and locking up Jared Goff before the season long term, I think helps them win the Super Bowl this year.